What about? Okay, let me ask you a question. Do you think a good lie is still good?
I doubt that you guys even read the book itself.
I
Just
was
like
Sunni for
quoted.
many years. Hadiths are what made me leave Islam for a short time. So I definitely did read some of Sahih Bukhari.
Did you read the book itself there? Yani, did you open Sahih
All of it?
Bukhari
No,
chapter 1?
I did not
I
have to
did.
read all of it.
I read
No,
all
but
of it.
like,
and took notes.
like that's a very like. Did you read like 50% of it?
Brother, I read the whole thing from cover to cover.
Yeah, not you. I'm asking Treble.
Did we lose AAA?
Yeah, I don't think he even like read. I don't even think.
What's
I don't
going
think
on,
that you
Mr.?
even. Yeah, I'm saying I don't think that most people here did not even read like 10% of Sahih Bukhari.
Yeah, look, the thing is, there's 7,000 something hadiths of Sahih Bukhari, right? You don't have to go read all 7,000 to find problems, right? And these problems aren't explainable. You can't just brush them off.
I'm telling you, go read the book itself. Stop judging without even reading.
I've read plenty of the book, my friend. Yo, how many contradictions do I need to find? How many contradictions do I need to find before I can throw it away? Ask me. Tell me how many. How many contradictions do I need to find?
You opened page 1, hadith 1,
no,
and read it
I was born Sunni.
problems.
I was born Sunni. All right, I read like 1,500 hadiths.
You're finding it so hard to admit that you did not read the book. You're just, I'm enough to judge it.
I told you I did not read the whole book already.
Hey,
I said
RWS.
that.
Do you have
like
to read
how
all
much?
the
Like 10%?
RWS?
I said
RWS?
1,500.
Do you have to read all the writings of the church fathers to reject the Trinity?
No, I don't have. I don't even have to read anything about Christianity because the Quran says it's false.
Okay. Yeah, so similarly, the Quran rejects hadith by name several times.
Really?
Yeah.
What's the definition of hadith?
Depends. Are you using it in the broad definition or the definition as is used in the Islamic world?
It's Islamic world.
Yeah, if you're talking about the Islamic world, then it's narrations attributed to the Prophet.
Yeah, what does the Quran say about following the Prophet?
Yeah, there's a difference between following and hadith. You know that it rejects hadith, right?
So we just agreed on
because you're equating, you're making a false, but you're making a false equivocation. You're saying obeying the Prophet means following hadith. Those two things are not the same.
Yes,
it's not equal.
Yeah, they are the same. That's your opinion.
No, they're not. No, they're not. Because the Quran condemns following hadith.
Yeah, how?
How? You want to see the verses?
How? Yeah, show me.
Sure. Which VC are we in?
VC1.
I'll put it in. Give me 1 sec. There's one. There's two.
So you're confusing the word hadith in the verse with the definition of hadith.
Okay, does God not know what the word hadith was going to mean?
No, I'm simply saying that the hadith is here used has a different definition from the definition.
So listen.
Because look, hold on, relax. When you first asked me, when I asked you what's the definition of hadith, you told me which definition, right? I'm telling you, the word hadith in that verse does not refer to Prophet Muhammad works and sayings.
Okay,
so they're using a different definition.
Okay, can I address that?
Yeah.
Okay, so one, you're imagining that God did not know that this was going to be the name of the corpus associated with the Prophet. Firstly, okay. Two, you're making a false equivocation. You're saying obey God and His messenger means obeying hadith. Here, the verse is specifically telling you, do not obey any other hadith beside the Quran. All right? So you're the one who, in essence, is using inconsistent logic.
Yeah,
I'm following the verses of the Quran, right? The Quran is saying which hadith after this do they uphold? I say none. You say Bukhari.
First of all, let's both agree that hadith the Quran is the hadith itself.
Yeah,
Because
it's the best
hadith
hadith.
means speech. Yeah,
It's the best
hadith
hadith.
is hadith.
3923.
Yeah, I know it's the best hadith. You don't have to point it out. I'm saying the Quran is hadith itself, and we know that hadith means speech. Quran is a speech of Allah. Yeah. So
it's the only forecon
yeah,
that we were to uphold.
Yeah, and we are told to follow this hadith, and this hadith points to the Prophet hadith, which we find
it doesn't.
in Bukhari and Muslim.
No, Bukhari and Muslim were never authorized, right? You're making, again, it's a false equivocation, right? Nowhere in the Quran does it say, let me finish my point, right? Nowhere in the Quran does it say to follow Bukhari, Muslim, these false attributions to the Prophet. The Prophet never made those statements, period. Right? If someone comes and tells you the Prophet said X, Y, and Z, and there's no proof that, you don't follow it, period.
Yes, dude. Hold on. Let's first agree that the Quran points to the Prophet, to following the Prophet. Let's point out to this first, and then we can say is Sahih al-Bukhari the words of a prophet? Is it the deeds of a prophet? We can point to that later. But let's first agree together on something that the Quran tells us to follow the Prophet. Let's agree on this. Do you agree?
Okay. No, 100%. But the question is, how do you follow the Prophet?
Yes, we're gonna answer that, but we have to agree that the Quran points out to obeying the Prophet.
Obey the messenger.
No. Yes. Now, when you say obeying the messenger and obeying God, why does God make this separation?
Okay, you're begging the question, right? We're not going to do this line of reasoning. You give your argument, I'll give my argument.
Yes, so we both agree that the Quran points out to following the Prophet. Now, if you're saying hadith, all hadiths fall, we have no hadith. My question is, how do we follow him?
Easy. Okay, I'll give you a verse from the Quran, exactly how the Prophet is telling us to follow him. Okay, because right now you've yet to give me a verse from the Quran. So Surah 25, verse 27 through 30.
Can you put it in the chat?
Yeah, I'm trying. Give me 1 second, better restart. Oh my God. Hey, is the bot down? Navi, you there?
I can copy and paste the verses. Which verses did you want?
Let me try.
Which verse?
25, 27 through 30. I'm going to try from my phone, see if that works.
25?
Yeah, hey, Navi, the bot's down. Do you think you can reach out to...
Yeah, the bot's down, unfortunately.
Yep, bot is down.
Okay, here, I'm just going to paste it. All right.
All right, guys, back. Peace.
Hey, assalamu alaikum. Yeah, so I'm just reading 25, 27 through 30. It says, the day will come when the transgressor will bite his hands in anguish and say, alas, I wish I'd followed the path with the messenger. So this person was saying that they wish they followed the path with the messenger. Do you want to follow the path with the messenger?
Yes.
I do too. Alas, woe to me, I wish I did not take that person as a friend. He has led me away from the message after it came to me. Indeed, the devil lets down his human victims. And this is the messenger's response to this individual. The messenger said, my Lord, my people have deserted this Quran. No mention of sunnah, no mention of hadith, none of that. If you want to follow the path of the messenger, the way you do that is by abiding by the Quran.
Yes, I agree with that.
Right? So
there
is no
problem
hadith.
with that.
There is no room for hadith.
Hold on, but that does not imply that hadith is not included.
What's that?
It does not say only Quran. It says Quran. That does not imply that you only follow the Quran.
Okay, so you're basically have to insert words in there to try to extract the meaning.
I'm not inserting any words. I'm saying the word only does not exist. Therefore, it does not imply that you can only follow the Quran.
Okay, so again, you're taking the messenger's words, and he's saying when he says his claim is my people have deserted the Quran, and in your interpretation, it's that they deserted the Quran and his Sunnah.
Dude, do you understand how logic works? If I say, for example, let's say I say, for example, Jews are racist. Does that mean every single Jew is racist? No, because I did not say every single Jew is racist. I said Jews are racist. I did not say every single one.
Okay.
When I
God
say
is-
when I say follow the Quran, does that imply that I'm saying only the Quran?
No.
No,
Look at what it
because
says. It doesn't say
because
that.
the
No,
word
brother,
only
brother.
because the
No.
word only is not
Look at what it
mentioned in
says. It's not. No. They deserted this Quran.
Yes,
Right?
I agree.
That's the problem.
I agree.
Yeah. So
I
when
agree.
you desert, no. But look, it doesn't say they deserted the Quran and the Hadith.
Tell me how Sunni Muslims deserted the Quran. Like, I would like to know.
Tell me one law of the Quran you still uphold.
We hold a lot.
Show me one. Tell me one law of the Quran that you uphold that you didn't alter or change.
We have a lot. For example, punishing the killers with death. If you
Where does
murder
it say
someone,
punish the killers with death? What? Apostates? Are you talking about apostates?
if you no, not apostates. If you kill unjustly, there is a Quran verse that you are only allowed to kill justific.
Okay, you don't even know the
haqq.
verse. It's 533, right? It's talking about capital punishment.
I know
Okay.
the verse. I just don't know the translation.
Okay,
So
but
stop accusing me.
do you believe apostate? Do you believe that the death? Sorry, Cham. Do you believe that the someone who leaves the religion should be killed?
Yeah, I'm not speaking about that. You're mixing things.
No. But that's look. If you're talking about capital punishment, right? That's ultimately what you're pulling to.
Dude, I'm not speaking about I'm not speaking about apostasy law.
You're talking about capital punishment. That's what the verse is insinuating.
I don't know what capital punishment even means.
Capital punishment means you kill someone as a punishment. That's capital punishment.
Yes.
Okay, so but you believe that, say for instance, a married woman who commits adultery should be killed by stoning. Okay, you believe that someone who leaves the religion should be killed, right?
Yeah,
so
we believe that.
Punishment, your capital punishment is not the same as the Quran.
No, but it is the Quran.
So let's try another law.
You believe in abrogation?
No, I don't.
Okay, then that's your problem. That's not mine.
Yeah, but look. That's the whole point. No. But that's the whole point, right? There's no law that you actually uphold from the Quran.
But I'm telling you, no, hold on. I'm telling you, it's the Quran. It's just abrogated.
Yeah, but that shows if you're saying it's abrogated, it no longer applies to you, right? So you don't follow it. You deserted it.
But that's why there is 3 types of abrogation. Abrogation when it comes to the text, but the ruling stays. There is abrogation for the both ruling and
show me this in the Quran. That's what I'm saying. Look, you don't follow the Quran, right? This whole conversation.
Abrogation is literally in the Quran. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Abrogation is literally mentioned in the Quran.
Yeah. Okay. We'll look at 2106. You think that this means that verses of the Quran are taken out? It doesn't. It's talking about miracles, right? Ayah.
It's talking about miracles.
Listen. Yeah, brother. You can laugh all you want.
Mr. RWS, we've done our research.
Hold on. Who's mocking me? Why are you like so mad?
Why are you making some dumb laughing comments, right? 88 times in the Quran, ayah is mentioned in the singular form. It's always in reference to a miracle or a sign. Show me one time in the Quran, ayah in the singular form is used towards a verse, please.
Yeah, ayat. Okay? Yeah, ayat refers to verses also in the Quran.
No. Show me the singular time. Show me a singular of ayah and the entire Quran.
A singular?
Yes, exactly.
A singular. Right. You mean ayah?
Keep laughing. You can laugh all the way to hell, my friend.
I'm not laughing. Yeah. I'm not laughing. I'm just trying to understand.
Show me ayah one time in the Quran that is in
just
reference.
Hold on. But just let me understand. You say it's referring to miracles. So you're reading it. We do not abrogate any miracle or forget it, but we bring a better one or like it. So what does that even supposed to mean?
Every miracle.
It means the miracles get progressively bigger.
But what does
many miracles are forgotten? So, for example, what was the miracle of Noah?
There is miracles that's not forgotten. For example, the miracle
Yeah,
of
that's why it doesn't say every miracle is going to be forgotten. It says some miracles are forgotten.
what do you mean forgotten? Well, that's like a very
Means we don't know about them anymore.
but that's like inaccurate word to use.
It's not inaccurate. Something that nobody knows about is forgotten.
Yeah, like not knowing is not equal to forgetting. That's like
In English, they're the same. If something is
in English,
forgotten,
that's bro.
yeah.
That's hilarious.
Look, if something is
You
long
can't
lost,
like
it's
that's just false. That's just you can't call something you don't know. I forgot. That's just false.
no, like okay, if there's things that are forgotten in history, what do you call that?
Forgotten in history. What context?
Correct.
Give me a context.
Yeah, say the names of certain one of the kings or pharaohs or whatever, right? It's forgotten. It's not been preserved.
Give a context.
I just did.
Like be more specific. Give like an example.
And tell me who the king was in the 3000 BC.
We don't know.
Exactly. So what happened to that information?
Yeah, I don't say I forgot who the king was
No,
because
it's
I
not
don't
you
know.
forgot. History forgot, right?
Yeah, history. Yeah, because we have we assume that history knows everything.
Bro,
so when
it's not
history
forgotten out of like, oh, I forgot what this is, like the silly understanding of the
Dude,
verse. But again,
let's
84 times.
let's agree on something.
Listen.
Let's agree on something.
RWS. No. Let me finish. 84 times in the Quran, ayat in the singular forms used. Every single time it's a sign or miracle. Show me one of these occurrences where it's not.
Yeah, inshallah, I will find you. I don't want to waste our time while Googling right now. So
There,
hold on a
I put
minute.
all the verses for you. There it is.
Yeah, but
84 times.
give me the verses and I will check it for you. Okay. So now
Go ahead.
I'm asking you. You like made a very insane statement. You said you can say I've forgotten to things you don't know.
Yeah, brother, when it's talking about forgetting, it means that history has not preserved it. It's been forgotten.
No, but Allah referring to himself.
Huh?
Allah is referring to himself, not to history.
No, when we abrogate any miracle or cause it to be forgotten, you think God forgets?
Yeah, we don't believe he forgets, but he's using it as neglect.
So what does that mean, brother? You're saying that God forgets by your interpretation.
Yeah, Habibi, this is the Quran saying it. It's not me. We know that God does not forget, but it's speaking in a metaphorical way.
Right? No, that's the whole point. Your interpretation is wrong because you're insinuating that God forgot. So put away your interpretation.
I'm not saying God forgot. I'm saying it's a metaphorical.
Bro, you were just getting on my case because I was saying history forgets certain information. Now you're telling me it's metaphorical.
Yeah, Habibi, do you think God forgets?
No, I'm the one who's saying he doesn't forget. You're the one who claims he is.
Okay, listen to me. We both agree that God does not forget, but we both agree that the Quran saying that Allah forgets. So we both agree that the Quran does not mean in a literal sense, it just means neglect.
No, this is the whole thing we're trying to say.
No?
You have an
Are you sure? No?
Listen,
okay, I will show you a verse where Allah referring to himself is forget.
Just brother, let me finish my point. Stop cutting me off every 2 seconds, okay? We're giving you an interpretation that's consistent through and through. 84 times in the Quran, ayah in the singular form is used towards a sign or miracle, okay? You still have that burden on you. We're telling you, dude, this is not about God forgetting like you're insinuating. This is in regards to God making people forget. And that means that, yes, things in history have been forgotten. That's a fact, okay? This has nothing to do with abrogating verses. The entire concept of abrogating verses totally goes against the whole concept of the Quran. That God put a verse there only to have some other ruling outside of the Quran abrogated. That's absurd. That's crazy.
Yeah, dude.
This is the whole point. This is the whole point in 2530. This is the whole point in 2530 where the messenger says, my people have deserted this Quran. That's what you're doing. You're saying, look, it's nullified. It's no longer valid. We need to follow this other source of Bukhari.
Yeah, Habibi, first of all, we're not saying, you need to understand that the verses of the abrogation was not put in the Quran. The Prophet ordered not to write them down. Secondly, you said God does not forget. I agree with you, but Allah refers to himself as forgetting. So we
He's
agree
not.
that the
No, your interpretation is wrong. That's the whole point. It's not God forgetting.
Okay, let me bring to the verse, another verse where Allah referring to himself as forgetting.
Sure. Let's see.
Right? Yeah. So let's be patient, like Quran 9:67. Yeah, so Quran chapter 9 verse 67 it says, "The hypocrites, both men and women, are all alike. They encourage what is evil, forbid what is good, and withhold what is in their hands. They forget Allah, so Allah forgets them." Does Allah forget? No, of course He doesn't. So Allah speaking here, the word forget here means neglect. So because they neglected Allah, Allah will neglect them in hellfire. That's your interpretation. This is not an interpretation. This is the Quran, Habibi.
Okay, but let's apply this meaning that you're getting from 967, okay, to the other one, right? The insinuation.
Hold on.
What?
Why do you?
Because you're claiming this is the meaning, bro. You're claiming this is the meaning.
No. I'm saying, look at the context. It could mean different thing in different contexts. Habibi, you can't apply things like that. It's not like a puzzle. You have to look at the context.
Okay. So in this context, again, listen, in 2106, right? The context is a sign or a miracle, period. Right? None of these arguments that you're bringing up changes that fact.
Yeah, dude, answer the question. What does the word forget means? What does the I didn't hear you. I left the PC and entered mistakenly. Can you tell me what does the word forget in the verse? We do not abrogate any verse or forget it. What does the word forget?
It's not verse. That's the whole point. It's not verse. Right? I already
told you. What does the word
I just told you. I told you from the start. It's forgotten from history. We don't know what it is. It's done. Case
forgotten
closed.
from history.
Yes.
What does Allah say? He himself forget it.
No, he didn't. That's the whole point. We caused to be forgotten.
Yes, he didn't. He abrogated.
He knows. God knows everything. No. That's the whole thing. You're twisting the meaning. Again, the burden is still on you. Show that the word ayat in the singular form means a verse.
Okay, but you agree that the word...
Look. All you're doing is shifting the goalposts. All you're doing is shifting goalposts. Yeah, because 84 times.
Can I speak? Yahi, what is this?
Bro,
Yahi,
what the hell are you talking about? You're cutting me off every 2 seconds.
I'm trying to speak. You're not letting me.
Bro, the same is to you, okay? I'm speaking. You shut your mouth, right?
You asked me a question. What do you mean?
I didn't ask you a stupid question, right? I'm making a point. Listen, you got too dense of a head. Okay,
finish your point.
Times.
Finish.
Yeah, look, and you still keep cutting me off like some fool.
Finish your point.
84 times in the Quran, ayah is using the singular form for a sign or miracle. Show me one time it's not. Burden's on you, my friend.
Okay, I will show you. Put me the verses and I will check them.
I just did. They're in the VC chat, right? This last 20 minutes, you've been rambling off nonsense. You could have been looking at that.
Bro, give me a link. You're giving me like that?
Yeah, go look them up your damn self, man.
Okay, so it's gonna go silent for 20.
Yeah, go do your research, right? Either concede the point or go do your research and come back. I'm not going to entertain your bullcrap, man.
Yeah, but I have to establish something with you. Do you agree with the word?
Bro, your voice is muffled. It sounds better, actually.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, my question is, do you agree that the word ayah means verse?
In modern text, yeah, but in the Quran, no.
In modern text? In the Quran,
in the modern
Quran,
Arabic, people use it as that term, yes. Just people use the term sunnah in modern to mean something that the Quran does not.
Yeah, dude.
Right? There's a falsity. This is the whole thing. Is brother, you've been doing this from the start. Right?
I'm not finished my point, ya Habibi. I'm asking you a question and you cut me. I'm speaking. You cut me.
If you ask me a question, I'm giving you an answer. So don't cry about it.
I'm not finished with my question. How can you answer it? Like, this is crazy. I'm speaking and he cuts me, bro. Listen, I'm asking you. So you think the word ayah could not mean a verse at all? Like in the Quran?
Okay. 84 times the word is used. Show me one of those occurrences that is in reference to a single verse.
Yeah, but dude, I'm asking. That's not what I asked.
Bro,
I asked.
no. That is like, look, you want to move the goalposts. You've been doing this the whole time we've been talking, right?
Dude, I'm not moving the goalposts.
I'm giving
just
you. Look,
trying to
I'm
clarify
giving you
something.
falsification. I'm giving
Tell
you the
me
falsification
how am I
criteria.
moving the goalposts when I'm trying to understand you? I'm asking
Again,
you. Do you
I'm
think the
talking
word?
about how, bro. I'm talking about how it's used in the Quran. I don't give a crap how you think it's used. I'm saying in the Quran, 84
Ya
times.
akhi,
It's not a one-off
Ya
word.
akhi,
Okay,
just
bro.
answer
You
the
keep cutting me
question.
off. You keep cutting me off.
Just answer
look,
the.
Bro, you're so annoying to talk to you. You keep complaining about me cutting you off. You asked me a freaking question. I'm giving you a damn answer. Let me finish my point, and then you can actually address my question. Not try to move the goalpost to, oh, what do you think ayah means today? I don't give a crap what it means today, right? I'm saying in the Quran, 84 times it's used in this way. Okay, show me one of these occurrences where it's not. Right, the burden of proof is on you. I'm giving you the falsification criteria. So quit with the rhetoric and address the point.
Yeah, Habibi, I want to address your point. I just want to understand your position. And you're like, just let me understand you. Do you think the word ayah means verse? Yes or no?
Okay, brother, you're not answering crap, right? I gave you the falsification criteria. I made a positive claim. I gave you the verses. What else do you want?
It's a yes
Answer
no
the
question.
bro. Answer the
It's a yes.
question. Right in the Quran, no. Okay, again,
Dude,
like I already addressed this. Okay, I'm
I
giving you an
told
answer.
you
I'm
I
giving you an
will
answer. Mute
answer
yourself.
your
Mute yourself,
question.
bro. Mute yourself.
I will answer it.
Like,
I will answer a question.
just stop. Like, okay, I can't be any more clear than this, right? It's like talking to someone else put in the chat. It's like talking to a 12-year-old. Okay. Yeah. In modern speech, when someone says, yeah, I know that they're in reference to a verse. But the question is, how is God using it in the Quran? Okay. Consistently in the Quran, it's never used in reference to a single verse. So your question has no relevancy. I don't give a crap how people are using it today. The question is, how is it used in the Quran? Okay. So if you're going to keep going down this path, you're just wasting everyone's time.
Dude, I
More
never
tears?
ask
More
you.
tears.
I
Okay.
never ask you what it means in today. I never brought the word today at all. You're the one bringing it, crying about it. You're crying about things I never brought up. So now I just want to understand your position so I can answer your question probably, right? Probably. So I want to ask you, do you think the word ayah means verse? Yes or no? It's a very simple question. You're like having 10 mental breakdowns to answer a yes no question.
Bro, you're so pathetic. Like honestly, it's so pathetic. I keep giving the same damn answer, right? You're I don't know if you're too arrogant or too ignorant. Okay? In the Quran, no. The answer is no. Okay? Period.
Okay, finally, you
Bro,
answered the question.
I've been saying
Finally.
this for 15 minutes. Right? If you again get the crap out of your ears and actually
Yeah,
listen,
just say yes
you
or
would have
no.
to.
Bro,
Why are you having
like
an
to annoy.
aneurysm? Why are you RWS? Why are you having an aneurysm over this?
Yeah, dude. You see how simple it is to say yes or no? Finally,
Bro,
you said
I've
no.
been saying the
Finally.
damn answer. I've been saying the damn answer
You
the
do.
whole time.
You were crying about me. You were crying. Finally, you said no. Oh, you said no. Finally. So I have now to prove it from the Quran. All right. Finally.
Bro, I've been
Now
saying
we
that
get.
from the start.
Yeah, you were crying. You weren't saying. You were crying, literally.
No, dude, I've been saying this from the whole time we've been having this conversation. I've said the same point.
You're still crying. You're still crying. Just
Bro, okay, go cry me a river, show me a verse.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you finally because you answered the goddamn question and stopped muting me. Finally, bro.
Dude, what are you doing over there? H-Sham, if you want to chime in, by all means, go ahead, brother.
Actually, to answer his question, yes, ayah means verse, but not specifically one verse. It's like in the Quran, he says ayatu now, our signs, which can also mean our verses, but it doesn't like individually say ayah means one verse. That's, I guess, dude's point. So when it comes to like the verse which quote unquote supports abrogation, it does not refer to an actual, a verse, rather an actual miracle or sign from God. And obviously, the ones we completely forgot. And about your, forgetting, quote unquote, God forgetting, I don't think you got it right. First of all, in the verse about quote unquote abrogation, God says nunsiha, cause it to be forgotten. And then the other verse when it talks about mushrikeen, the polytheist, when they say like they forgot us, we will forget them. But there is how I say it, God forgets them deliberately. But when we in normal parlance, when we say I forgot something, it's not something I deliberately made. So I don't think God is made. It's like saying I accidentally forgot them. No, He's saying as a retribution for them forgetting us, despite giving the multiple signs, we forget them the same way, as in equivocations. So it's not about. So it's not about God, forgetting. I mean, if you want to
Yes,
believe,
I agree with
sure,
you. I agree with you. The word forget, where Allah says we will forget them, it means we will neglect them in hellfire. I absolutely agree with that. I
exactly.
never said, yeah, I said, so dude was denying that Allah forgets. I told him, I agree with you. He does
Allah
not
does not
forget,
forget.
but yeah,
Allah
yeah,
does
he
not
does not
forget.
forget, but the word is used. So you can't deny the word. So he
I'm
was
not
denying
denying
the
the word.
word.
Bro,
You
bro, you
misunderstood
you
me.
made the
It's
same
not the
argument.
word.
You said that these are not the same context. So again, you can talk out of both sides of your mouth all you want.
Yeah, dude. In the both verses, Allah used the word forget, right? So doesn't matter. So
So
anyways,
wait,
let's
look,
go back to your question. Let's go back to your question. You said the word ayah is not used in the Quran as verse at all, right?
that's singular form. The singular form.
That's
Yeah,
and singular.
Yeah,
it's a
So
singular.
wait,
bro.
hold on,
The whole time I've been
hold on.
saying the singular form. Like, look, you have me repeat the
Uh,
same thing over and
yeah,
over and
dude.
over again.
Okay,
Just
I get
listen.
it. I
Just
get it.
listen.
Let's. I listen to you. I listen to you. Let's now instead of complaining, let's now move on, right? So why you like putting this criteria that it must be singular? Why?
No, but because that's the only way it makes sense. Else you're going to tell me that God changes His word.
I'm very sure it doesn't make sense to put this criteria because if you can use it,
84 times.
and
84 times.
because
84 times the word's used. Right? It's not like it's a word that's used one time in the Quran. 84 times. Every single time
Habibi,
it's used in the sign or a miracle.
yeah, dude, I could give you context where it means both, and I could give you and by the way, there is some instances where it's used not in singular form and it means verses where it's referred to verses and not miracles, right?
Yeah, we
So
didn't say the plural. We said the singular form.
yeah,
84
but that
times.
criteria, but I'm telling you, your criteria that you're putting is nonsense because if it's used in plural, in that meaning, then it could mean in singular the same
But
thing.
but God never uses it in the Quran for a single verse. That's just a fact.
Yeah, Habibi, I'm telling you, it's used, but it could. Oh, look, there is context where it means miracles, and at the same time, it means verses.
Show me. Show me. No, show
Okay,
me in the
I will show
singular
you.
form.
Yes, yes. Finally, we're progressing instead of complaining. Finally, yes, I will show you.
Bro, I put the verses there for you. What are you talking about? Like you're acting like this is like a new revelation for you.
Yes, here is one.
I mean, like, look, at the end of the day, God does not change His words. It's not a thing
We
God
agree.
does.
Yeah, we agree.
All right. So if He says, if He's going to make a book, if the book is a message sent to the world. All right. He's going to call it the Quran. Right. This is the book that contains the words of God. All right. It's not going to be something that should be abrogated by Bukhari 200 years later.
No, we do not say it's abrogated by Bukhari. We say it's abrogated by the Prophet. And by the way, Allah, we agree. Allah does not change His word. Allah does not like say He's Trinity today and tomorrow He's Tawheed. Right? We don't think that.
Okay, so look, for example, right now, chapter 6, verse 145, he says, he makes Muhammad say this, say, I do not find in any of the wahi, any of the revelations given to me, anything prohibited for consumption, for food, except these four things.
Yes, now we are shifting the goalpost. Let's focus on the dude question. Hold on. We will move to your question later. Just let's Here is an
There's no
instance.
singular example. I feel like you're gonna look for nothing
That is not a singular example, except definitely. I'm bringing it right now, and you're like saying no. Here is chapter 16, verse 100. This is what happens when you're arrogant. You will get humbled. Chapter 16, verse 101. I put it in VC1. Yeah, this is like what happens when you're like.
This is just a.
Yeah.
This is the other
it's not
abrogation verse.
referring to.
Yeah.
That's not referring to a verse, bro.
Yeah, tell me how. Tell me why not.
It's the same reason as 2106. The same reason. These are the two abrogation verses.
Tell me based on context. Based on context, why it does not mean verse.
Because it creates a contradiction in the Quran. You're saying that God gave a verse only to basically override it with another verse.
Yes, it's speaking about, for example, you know the purpose of abrogation, right? To make things easier. So Allah today tells you, you don't have to pray 5 times. You have to pray 2 times. But tomorrow He tells you, but just let me cutting me off. So the whole point of abrogation is God doesn't want to throw everything at you all.
I can't hear him. You're muffled. Speaking to your mic.
Sorry. Can you hear me now?
It's still bad.
It's still bad. What about now?
What are you doing with your mic? Now it sounds crackled. I don't.
Hold on.
It's better. That's better. Stay there.
It's better?
Yeah, it's better.
Bro, what's wrong with my mic? All right. I'm saying the whole point of abrogation is that God does not want to throw everything at you at once, right? At the start of Islam, instead of throwing every single law at you at once, He revealed slowly. So instead of saying, oh, pray 5 times a day, no, only pray 2 times. Maybe like few months later, He will add like few more prayers. So you don't like get, so it's like things slowly build up with you. Not instantly every single law is thrown at you, right? This is the whole point of abrogation. Now, so saying that abrogation is a contradiction is just false. It's just God wants to make it easier for you. Just let me finish.
Can you show me 2 verses in the Quran to abrogate? Like, which 2 verses in the Quran abrogate one another?
His whole theory falls apart because Bukhari makes the religion more difficult. That's the whole problem.
I'm not finished now. My question to you is, show me why chapter 16, verse 101 could not mean a verse based on context, not in Bukhari, based on context.
It's the same understanding as the other verse that we mentioned, right? You abrogate the ayah, the miracle. It's causes it to be forgotten, right?
Tell me how Allah changes how switches between changes a miracle to another miracle.
Didn't he just say He doesn't change verses? Didn't you already agree to that?
No, it said Allah does not change His word. I gave you an example. For example, He does not say there will be a day of judgment, and 2 days later He would say no, there will be no day of judgment. When Allah says something, it's going to happen. That's why Allah says in the Quran, I will fill hellfire. And He says it's a word that I already said.
So what if He says that that day there will be no intercession? What about that? If He says that day there will be no intercession, can He change that?
Can you quote me the hadith? The hadith, the Quran verse.
The verse, you mean, the 248.
Yeah, Quran is also hadith. Quote me.
248.
Can you put it in the chat?
Here.
I'm too lazy to open Google and search it.
So here, beware of the day when no soul can avail another soul, no intercession will be accepted, no ransom can be paid, nor can anyone be helped. Right, so here I'm reading this, and it seems like God is deciding on that day there will be 0 intercessors and 0 helpers. And He's already made the decision that He's going to will that no one will intercede.
Have you ever heard of Ayat al-Kursi?
Say it again.
Ayat al-Kursi, the verse of the Kursi, the verse.
People bring it up many times. Are you going to cite the part where it says only those whom He wills can intercede?
Yes. Finally, yes.
Right. Now, the thing is, though, that ayah, only those whom He wills can intercede, does not answer how many will be able to intercede, but this does.
Yeah, but yes. So it says nobody will intercede except those who
Except whom
Allah
He
wills.
Yeah, who Allah wills. Right.
Just because it does not specify does not mean
Right.
there would be none.
So, no, but this verse that I brought to you does actually give you the number. It specifies the number.
Yeah, tell me how.
Okay, so according to this verse, will there be a soul that can help another soul?
Yes.
This
Continue.
248. 248 says that beware the day when no soul can help another soul.
Yes, and we can. How can we both add the two verses together? Is by simply saying
basically by setting the number of people who can help to 0. So God ends up telling us already in this verse that He will decide that 0 people will be able to intercede and 0 people will be able to help.
Or
that's the only way to
Allah is
reconcile.
saying, or Allah is saying in this verse that no intercession will be added. You open brackets that except what Allah wills, because this is what it says in Ayat al-Kursi.
You're adding to God's word.
We're adding because of Ayat al-Kursi. We already agreed that Allah says in Ayat al-Kursi there will be no intercession except what Allah wills. So hold on. So when Allah says there will be no intercession accepted, we already understand that He means except what He wills.
Yeah. So let me ask you a question. He tells you except whom He wills, right? So He can technically will 0 people, right? On that day, He can technically will 0 people. He could technically will 0 people, right?
Or we could say that no intercession will be accepted. Allah is referring to the disbelievers, not to the Muslims, right? So it's very simple.
He says no soul. It doesn't say no disbelieving soul. He says no soul. The Quran is fully detailed, right? Fully detailed. So He's telling the people no soul.
Right? Soul could here refers to the believers. No problem with that.
Right, but the issue here is that your verse, Ayat al-Kursi, does not indicate that there's more than 0 people who will intercede. It just indicates that only whom He wills can intercede. Right?
Yes, Ayat al-Kursi is saying except what He wills.
Right, and this verse is saying, beware of the day when no soul can help another soul. It sort of becomes meaningless if you add your brackets. Except who I agree to.
Triple. Do you think it could not mean it refers to the disbelievers? That no intercession will be accepted?
But there's another verse that addresses the believers, says the same thing. It says, "Oh, you believers," and it says the same thing.
Yeah, to show me.
257, I believe, or 254.
I think we shifted the goalpost, but anyways, I'm going through it. Yes, show me.
O you who believe, you shall give to charity from the provisions we have given to you before a day comes where there is no trade, no nepotism, and no intercession. The disbelievers are the unjust. So He's talking to the believers. And there's going to come a day when no intercession can be had. And if you suddenly add the brackets, except whom He wills, this changes the meaning entirely.
Now, I will bring you this verse that you did not count. Surah Maryam. Surah Maryam is 19. What number is Surah Maryam?
19.
Okay, 19. Can you put this? Can you put it?
What's the verse number?
I put it in the chat.
Sure.
Allah in this verse is putting, He tell you will get shafa'ah, intercession, but He puts a condition to it, right? He's saying no one will possess the power to intercede except those who conform to the laws, right? So if you conform to the laws, Allah will intercede for you.
Yeah, so let me ask you a question. God is the most merciful, right?
But answer that question. What does this verse mean?
Yeah, no, I actually know what it means, right? I'm going to explain to you what it means.
So it's saying that there will be intercession, but it's a conditional intercession. You have to fulfill a criteria, which is upholding the law, right?
Oh, no, I mean, he can still say 0. He can still say 0 people will intercede. No one's conforming to the law. But let me walk you through this. Let me walk you through this. You're failing to comprehend something. RW, okay. Allah, is He the most merciful?
Yes, we agree on that.
Is he all knowing?
Yes.
All right. So is there a case where he sends someone to hell that should not go to hell?
No.
Okay. So when Muhammad sees God say, okay, this Muslim here, he needs to go to hell. He deserves it. Do you think Muhammad's going to be like, you know what? Hey, God, I know you're the most merciful, but please forgive him on my behalf? Do you think Muhammad will... Yeah, imagine the steps. Like you're basically saying, God, who's the most merciful, is condemning someone, and then Muhammad is going to interject and be like, "Hey, you know what? No, please don't."
Triple A. Now I see what you're doing here. You're trying to now shift. We're now speaking about Quran. We're trying to prove it from Quran. Now I present you.
You add words that aren't there. You add words that aren't there.
Just let me finish my. Just let me finish.
Go ahead.
Yes. So I brought you up.
Yeah, and I can show you how it does not conform to the laws.
I'm not finished.
Yeah. All right.
I brought you a Quran verse where it shows you clearly that intercession is happening, but under a condition, which is upholding the law, according to the verse, right?
So let me ask you a question. Is the Quran
I'm not finished, dude. Like I'm not finished.
Well, is the Quran the law, though? Is the Quran the law?
I'm not finished.
But is the Quran the law? Just answer this. Is the Quran the law?
Yeah.
Okay, so the verse that says there's no intercession on that day means that's a law. There's no intercession on that day.
I'm not finished with my point.
All right, go ahead.
It says, if you uphold the law, you will get intercession. This is chapter 19, verse number 87.
I already put it in the chat. Yes.
It's a conditional intercession. Now, when I brought this verse, you shifted the topic into you shifted it into logical arguments. Like, intercession does not make sense.
Yeah, I have multiple logical arguments. We can go. I can go all day on this.
I'm not finished. Stop cutting me. You like 3 times cutting me. I'm not able to finish my point.
All right, go ahead, man.
3 times. Bro.
You take forever. Make your point, man. I make my points in like 2 seconds.
Yeah, be patient. Be patient. Just relax. If you didn't cut me, you would finished right now. So it's a conditional intercession. I brought you this up, and you jump to logical argument. Oh, intercession does not make any sense. If intercession does not make,
and I'm going back to
not finished. Oh my God! This is
stop bringing up logical argument. I brought back to the Quran. You don't want to talk about logical argument? We'll go back to the Quran if you want.
Stop crying. I'm not finished with my point. Yeah, this is the 4th time.
Dude, just make your point and stop talking about logical arguments. Make your point.
If you don't cut me 4 times, I'll be finished right now.
You keep repeating the same thing over and over again. I'm tired of it. Hurry up. I have to go break if not.
Silence. Just silence, bro. Crazy, bro. You're crazy.
I'm not the only one dealing with this nonsense.
Just stop crying now. Let me now finish my point. Very straight up. So I brought you a verse showing intercession is conditional. Fulfilling the condition means you get intercession. You jump to logic saying intercession does not make any sense. If it doesn't make any sense, then your problem is not with me. It's with the verse, with the Quran, chapter 19, verse 87. If it doesn't make any sense, that's not my problem. It's your problem.
Your interpretation. He's saying your interpretation doesn't make any sense because it creates contradictions.
That's
similar to the whole concept of abrogation. Like I don't get why you don't get this.
Show me how my interpretation of the intercession being conditional is.
You admitted the Quran is the law, correct?
I never answered that.
The only way he can get around this. So wait. Listen. Triple A. The only way he can get around this is he has to say all the verses that say there is no intercession have been abrogated by the ones that say except in accordance with his will. That's the only way he can get around this, right? If he rejects abrogation, then he has to accept that no, there is no intercession. The only time someone's intercession, quote unquote, will be accepted is if it corresponds with what God already willed. Right, but the Sunni interpretation of intercession is to think that they can change God's will, that God destines someone for hell, but then no, here comes the prophet grabbing them and bringing them to heaven. Right, that creates a contradiction because then God is no longer most gracious, most merciful.
Absolutely, this is the point that I was trying to demonstrate to you by that example. Your understanding has a logical contradiction.
Yes. Tell me how you understand chapter 19, verse 87. Tell me how you understand this.
Yeah. So basically, all intercession is useless. All right. If God's laws say you should go to hell, then Muhammad can't intercede. But if God's laws say you should go to heaven, then Muhammad's intercession is useless.
Yeah, but how do you interrupt it? I'm not asking about logical argument. I'm saying, how do you
if
interrupt
God's
it?
law says you're going,
He left.
I think you got disconnected.
I think
Hi,
he's
Cham, you want to say
on-
something?
Yeah, dude.
Yes. Yes, and not about intercession. I wasn't actually following the event. It's about earlier, you said the verse 16:101 to 16:105 about abrogation. I just put it in chat. Do you remember it?
Yeah. Do you want me to
What?
put the 101 through 105?
Yes, please. Yes, please. I only put
Okay,
on
there you go.
101. I made a mistake.
Yeah, there you go.
Thank you. Of course. This verse, وإذ بدلنا آية مكان آية أخرى والله أعلم بما ينزل قالوا إنما أنت مفتر بل أكثرهم لا يعلمون. Now, if we substitute one revelation in place of another, God is fully aware of what He reveals. They say you made this up. Indeed, most of them do not know. You say it's about obligation. I disagree. I think, I'm quite sure that this refers to different revelations. For example, you have, revelations that is in the Bible, and then you have revelation of the Quran. There are differences between them. Allah commands them. God has commandments in the Bible.
Yeah, but it does not say revelation. This is just a translation. It does not say revelation. It says.
I disconnected.
Let him finish his point, bro.
Of course, I'm not finished. Thank you did. And why is this? Is clear in the verse after this. Let's read this one. Do you understand Arabic? Do you want me to read it in Arabic? I would prefer that.
I understand Arabic. There is no need to read it. Yeah, I understand.
I suppose you have the accent. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل نزله الروح القدس من ربك بالحق ليثبت الذين آمنوا وهدى وبشرى للمسلمين. And then here is the verse. ولقد نعلم أنهم يقولون إنما يعلمه بشر لسان الذين يلحدون إليه أعجمي وهذا لسان عربي مبين. Here God is saying a parable. They're accusing that's previous. They're accusing the prophet that some human being is dictating to him what he writes, and Allah replies to them, if that human being was indeed exists and he is dictating, he would do it in Greek or Aramaic, the language that is spoken in the Bible, or even Hebrew, not Arabic. And indeed, the Quran is in Arabic. So you would see, if you're trying to translate it, you see there's a different way it is said. And this verse correlates to exactly the previous verse. Allah is saying that there is, how do you say it? There is a substitution. God substituted the previous revelation with this new one, and this is it. It doesn't say, how do I say it? Substitute one verse of the Quran with another, but he's saying the entire revelations. And the clearest proof of this is 16:103, and it says that it implies that the first revelation is non-Arabic, and the second one is Arabic.
Hey, Cham, the problem with your interpretation is the verse does not say revelation at all. It's just a translation saying it's revelation. The verse saying, it says ayah. Ayah is not revelation. If you translate it to English, it's not translated as revelation. This is just translation.
What is it?
So the word ayah is singular. It means the word ayah means miracle or verse, right? So when Allah says we do not replace a verse / miracle, what is the verse? Let me read it. We switch a verse / miracle in a place of another verse. And Allah knows what He reveals. They say you're a liar. You're like a fabricator, a muftarin. So
Continue.
If you want to, if it's revelation, it does not say that in the verse. Your interpretation is not.
Of course.
Yes.
And first of all, I agree
Yes.
with the definition of revelations,
Yeah.
and the argument for that is 103. It implies that the first ayah, it is written in lisan al-ajami, in a non-Arabic tongue, and the second ayah, which is the one that is substituting, is written in Arabic. So if you're saying that both of them are in Arabic, this verse disagrees. It says that for one ayah it is in the previous revelations, and the second ayah it is in the Quran, and they're claiming that he's taking them. Allah saying we substitute the ayat in Quran with ayat from the previous revelation, and again the clearest proof of that is them quote unquote saying that he took them from the previous revelations. They say Allah says if he indeed did that, you would notice it, because previous revelations were not written in Arabic; they were written in a foreign tongue.
Yeah, I didn't fully understand you. Can you repeat? But can you be more specific?
Which point did you not understand?
What do you mean by verse 133? What do you mean?
103.
103.
Yes. Did you read the verse?
Yeah, they're saying that somebody who's a Christian or a Jew is teaching him, right? So Allah saying, it's a clear Arabic Quran. So how do you conclude from this that verse 101 is referring to revelation and not ayah?
Because otherwise, first of all, how I'm understanding it is that the Quran itself is the ayah that is replacing the first one. Let's go to 101. God is saying, first of all, it's like my understanding and your understanding. My understanding, and I assume Rasha's understanding as well. God is saying, if we substitute one ayah in the place of another, and this implies the ayah, Quran is substituting the ayahs in the Injil. And indeed, there is another verse that says, I forgot the exact verse.
But that's very strange way of understanding the verse, because I don't think.
Why would you say that?
Because if I want to use dude argument, I could say, if I want to use dude logic, I could say the word ayah is not used to refer to the Quran nowhere in the Quran itself. This
I think there is a verse that actually clearly demonstrates that it calls the Quran an ayah, singular form.
Really?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay, that's great. If you can show me that.
Sure.
Anyway, while he's doing that, how could you understand this as how you say it, single verse with the Quran and single other verse in the Quran, considering that 103 implies they are in different languages? No, look what Allah. Let's compare it. God saying is that we will exchange or substitute one revelation and another, and then 103 they are accusing the prophet that he is copying it from the other revelations which are written in different language. And God is saying that if indeed he is doing that, it would sound foreign. The translation wouldn't sound as good. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I understand you, but I'm saying this is a very strange way to understand it. But yes, I'm not saying it doesn't make sense. I say it's okay to understand it this way. But I don't think it's.
Let's continue.
Yeah, I understand your point. I completely understand it. Yeah.
Exactly, and if we consider it, that this verse, how do I say it, replaces other verses in Quran, then why would 103 exist? Why would they accuse him of copying it from different languages? That doesn't add up. 103 would not make sense, because why would they accuse them of that? But it would make complete sense if they're, how do you say it? If God is replacing that previous revelations. Oh, and they say, oh, there are some similarities. He's definitely not. A prophet, quote unquote, but he is copying it from other people, from
Yes,
previous
yes,
revelations.
yes, yes.
Exactly.
Yes, I understand you. I understand. Yes.
So I guess my falsification challenge is, if this supports abrogation, how would you reconcile this understanding?
I told you, your understanding of the verse.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying, how could your understanding be correct? Considering this one is correct, as this is a falsifications for your understanding, and I'm telling you to
Yeah,
falsify it using yours. How would you reconcile 103 with the implied meaning of abrogation? How?
yes, because the word in Arabic used here is ayah, which means
Yeah,
we know that Quran consists of multiple ayat. So when Allah
yeah.
says we switch a verse in a place in
Mhm,
another verse, that pretty much
mhm.
looks to me the concept of abrogation. Now, if you want
I
to say
mean,
it's the word ayah is refers to the Bible or to the Quran, I say that's
mhm.
okay. You can understand it this way, but that does not
But
denounce
not
my
at the same
understanding.
time. But here I disagree with you. I don't think they can be true both at the same time. One must be correct. And my argument is
That's
that,
that's by the way, that's false. Allah could have literally a word having multiple meanings, and all the meanings could be correct at the same time. I've noticed that through the Quran. I'm surely could give you an example of it if you want. Allah could
I mean,
could use a verse. It could have multiple interpretations, and all the interpretations would be correct.
Your mic. Your mic.
your voice.
Oh, my bad, my bad. What about now?
Yeah, better.
Yes, yeah, it's better.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
think, yeah, Hechan, do you agree that you said
I
it
I
must be
wouldn't.
one?
I wouldn't actually wouldn't. First of all, I have two things. First of all, I agree with you. Yeah, it can be, and actually, I wouldn't mind if you references for me to check out later. Actually, would like that. But I agree with you. Actually, I agree with you. And the second thing, I'm not saying that word can't have multiple meaning. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that the next verse would contradict the first one, or at least would how do you say it? Would be like, how do I say it? Decapitate. That's not the proper word. It's like it would. How do I say it? This feels like one context. If we understood it as
I have,
abrogations, it would
brothers,
divide the
I have to
context.
go. All right. Peace be upon you guys. I got to go do iftar. All right. Take care,
Okay,
guys.
okay.
Fair enough.